So the Omicron variant, we know it has more than 50 mutations, and more than 30 of those happen to be in the spike protein, which is the protein that is the business end of the virus, which it kind of uses to enter the cell. And then more than 15 of those mutations happen to be in the receptor binding domain. So which is the most important portion of the spike protein, which helps it to enter the cells. So as we know now, so this variant does have a lot of mutations, and there have been studies that have shown that the risk of reinfection with this variant of the virus, which is the Omicron variant, is higher than for previous variants. So I can comment on that. And then I'll also mention on the side that vaccines are expected to continue to protect against severe illness from Omicron, despite all these differences in the spike protein and the receptor binding domain. While we may expect that this variant might evade antibodies to some extent, it will likely still remain vulnerable to the immune cells that destroy it once it enters the body. So even if this specific variant might limit the effectiveness of vaccines to some extent, it is not expected to completely overturn or invalidate the protections that are provided by the vaccines. This is mainly because vaccines provide a polyclonal response. Basically, we have two different layers of protection against the virus. The first comprises antibodies, which prevent people from becoming infected in the first place by preventing the virus from really colonizing the healthy cells in the body. And then the second layer of protection comprises the T cells, or the immune cells in the body, which actually mobilize to destroy the infected cells after an infection has occurred. We have not noted that any variant so far has eluded that T cell immune response completely that we know of. And so this Omicron variant is also unlikely to achieve complete immune escape in that regard. And so this second level of immune response from the vaccines does continue to protect from severe disease. I'll also mention a quick caveat here that with prior variants, it has been noted that as long as the levels of antibodies were high enough, a variant-specific booster or vaccine did not seem necessary in those scenarios. And so having enough such antibodies will still reduce the risk of infection, replication, and spread, with that additional role that we just saw played by T cells, even if antibodies may bind weakly to some extent to the Omicron variant due to its large number of mutations. So again, based on all of this, the variant is kind of less likely to completely evade immunity. Detailed studies are ongoing in this regard.